How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. Also got to put in the disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor and this isn't financial advice. So just know when you do invest, you're doing it at your own risk. So today we're going to be talking about GNUS brands. I know it has been a while. The last time I spoke about it was like in the middle of April, but many of you have been asking, hey Dre, we want to get an update. So hey, that's what we're going to be doing today. But before we get started, of course, I got to go over the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below in the description. So if you're a shareholder or you're considering to take a position, I suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to be going over is what makes GNUS brands interesting. When I made my last video on it, I said, hey, this is a very volatile play. It's known for having spikes, and if you want to take advantage of it, you need to get in these particular price areas where I was talking about if you can get into $1.60 or below, that's where you load up. Of course, it is a lot higher than that, but hey, the reason why I want to go over this particular piece, why it's interesting, is because you know what? You might end up liking it even more and might want to do some more homework and some more due diligence. Then when that is done, we're going to be doing a technical analysis, taking a look at the overall price action. We want to see how it's moving, is it pulling back, and where can you take advantage of some opportunities. And then we're going to be taking a look at the short interest information. We want to know, what is the overall market sentiment? Is it mostly positive or is it mostly negative? When we looked at it in the past, the short sellers were attacking this stock, so I think an update is very well deserved here. And then when all of that is done, I'll be giving you guys my final thoughts. So let's get into it. Now let's go over what caught my attention in regards to new updates for GNUS brands. So expanded content offering propelling GNUS stock higher. Keep in mind this was actually released some weeks ago, but I just took a portion of the article that I want to share. So today GNUS brands announced 240 hours of additional proven hit content coming to the company's cartoon channel. These content offerings come from award-winning third-party producers, and the company believes this exclusive content from companies like WildBrain, ABC Australia, Nelvana, and Zodiac Kids could take the company's viewership even higher. To date, GNUS has reported the company has generated more than 22 million views. This has made the company's platform one of the fastest growing streaming platforms in the children's segment today. Indeed, the content package GNUS brands is putting together is noteworthy. Investors looking to find the next winner in the streaming space do have a reason to check this stock out. In my view, GNUS brands is worthy of the attention it's getting right now. The company is not yet profitable. However, investors in GNUS stock are making a long-term bet on the quality of the company's content library and intellectual property. Indeed, on that front, GNUS appears appealing right now. So this is part of the reasons why, you know what, GNUS brands is coming back on my radar. They've made some serious improvements in regards to their cartoon channel, and being able to rack up that many views and also expanding their offering in regards to content could definitely bode well for their future. So if you're in this play, there's definitely a lot to look forward to. So now let's get into the technical analysis. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for GNUS brands. So let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $1.98, being down 4.81% on the day. On the low, it tested $1.97, then on the high, testing $2.11. So the last time we did a video on GNUS brands was back on April the 14th, and it's definitely been making some gains since then. So we could see right over here, back on May the 14th, it got to a low of $1.32. Anyone who was able to buy the dip on this, you definitely enjoyed a lot of gains since you've seen it run all the way up to $2.29 over here back on June the 9th. Of course, it has pulled back and is cooling off a little bit, but as far as how is it looking, it is showing that there is an area of support right here around this $1.98 level. As far as how it's lining up with our indicators, it is well above the 100-day, the 21-day EMA, and as well as the 200-day. If you take a look at the RSI down below, it is right around 57. So taking everything into consideration, I would look forward to getting into GNUS Brands on a further pullback, I would not buy it at the price of $1.98. I'll be looking to actually get into lower. So what I'll be looking at, hey, as far as the starter position is concerned, I'll be looking out for the 100-day right here around $1.87 or 86 or 85 cents. The 21-day EMA is at $1.86 as well. So I'd rather actually add to my position around here. When I made the video back in April, I was saying, hey, if you can get this stock either at around 160 or below, you're setting up yourself very well. So if you were able to add during that particular period of time when it was 160 or below, then you definitely had the opportunity to ride the run up here. If you believe in the long-term prospects, then hey, continue to hold GNUS Brands, because so far from what I've seen, things look pretty good. So we're on Fintel. We're going to take a look at the short interest information for GNUS Brands. So you can see here the short volume ratio is at 18%, and this is taking into consideration close from yesterday. What does this look like? So out of 11 million shares that were traded, we had 1.9 million of those shares that were actually sold short. Now, if we take a look at the short shares availability, it is at 1.6 million, updated 22 minutes ago, and the short borrow free rate is at 1.59%. When we see the short volume ratio, we can see there's definitely been a big time improvement here, especially taking a look at the fact at June the 10th, it was at 27.39. It then went up on the 11th, going to 28.93, but now it's at 17.61. So what this means is, as far as for the market sentiment for GNUS Brands, it is a lot more positive than it was in the past. So what does this mean overall? In general, there's not as many short sellers, but I would still keep an eye on the short interest information, because as you saw when we were looking at the history, it does tend to fluctuate, and this will have an impact on the overall volatility of the stock. So for my final thoughts for GNUS Brands, the future is definitely looking bright for this company. Do keep in mind when it comes to this stock, it's going to have a lot of volatility. It is a penny stock at the end of the day, so I want you to understand this. When I made my previous video on GNUS Brands, I was saying, hey, if you can get this at $1.60 and below, definitely load the boat. And it got down to like, I think around $1.30. You can see that in the technical analysis portion. So if you were able to actually add up and ride that run up when it got up to like about $2.21, then that's some good profit right there alone. But I'm not going to be taking any credit for that, because due to the fact of the matter is, I haven't done any videos on GNUS Brands lately either. But hey, if you were listening to me in that video, then let me know inside the comments if you're able to make some profits. Aside from that, when we take a look at the short interest information, the short interest has gone down from what we've seen in the past. So what does this mean as far as for the overall market sentiment? It's a lot more positive for GNUS Brands. So they're seeing, well, you know what? There does look like there might be some upside in this play, and short sellers are not going in as heavy. So this is something that is really good to know. Of course, with this week and the Fed meeting, we have a lot of volatility. So as far as those fluctuations in the price, you're going to be seeing it. Now, in regards to the latest news from what I just looked up before actually putting this video together, GNUS is going to be going into the Russell 3000. So this is going to give them even more attention from institutions, and hopefully over time we'll see some more stability in the stock price, and also seeing them improve their operations, expanding their content, and racking up those views, and as far as all those hours that kids spend on their streaming service will bode well for them. So GNUS, things are looking really good. Me personally, I am not going to be getting into a position. I cover a lot of stocks on this channel, and as far as how much exposure I have to penny stocks overall in general, it just doesn't fit. But as far as momentum or any type of catalyst, I will be looking forward to that, because I will be playing off the momentum in regards to a run-up. But if you're in this thing for long term and you have high conviction, hey, continue to do some more homework and more due diligence. From what I'm seeing though, things are looking pretty good. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.